Welcome to Dance with Disease. My name is Ren. In 2016, my index finger started wiggling, which is great if you're training a dog, but I don't have a canine companion. And then the word Parkinsons came into my life. I knew from the beginning that this was not the downward spiral of doom as guaranteed by the brochures, but a kick in the ass to look at my life and change. This podcast is dedicated to sharing my magical journey of healing through trying every alternative therapy imaginable. Thanks for joining me. Let's dance.
Good morning, good morning. I am wiped out. It is May 4th at 6:31 a.m. Oh, my back is killing me. It was Far's birthday yesterday, and our tradition is that when someone has a birthday, the tradition is when I have a birthday, Far will help me. She'll just make herself available. And that became her tradition yesterday. So yesterday was filled with yard work. Back-breaking yard work all day long. It was awesome. We got a lot of work done. She's overjoyed. I'm really happy too. And man, we're both paying for it. She and we're both wiped out. And I got my first day on the job at Pedigo. What can you do? Life is as it is. fatigue is overwhelming. It's interesting that when the body is fatigued, just motor control is compromised. That's really interesting. It might have been the same before this experience got out of control, or my nervous system became so compromised. But certainly it wasn't as prevalent as it is now, which is fine. Part of the deal, part of the growing experience of this transformational odyssey. I really feel like I'm on fire though, like that things are really improving. You wouldn't know it looking at me right now, but I'm feeling like So yesterday, I go to pick up Indian food for Farah's birthday dinner, and there's a railing that's probably about chest height, so about 3.5 feet tall. Grab the railings and hop over it like I'm 25. No problems. After a day of garden work too. I just felt like I didn't feel like walking around, so I hopped it. So what do you do, right? You just have to have patience. Let me tell you what. And to not expect change to happen all at once. Change takes time, friends. Change takes time. And that's the hardest part. And God, I'm just really excited about working at this bike shop. Just have to figure out how to navigate my energy in the beginning while my energy increases. That's going to be the big challenge. Oh, I had a dream about. I'm reading a book called about dream work and the self. Interpreting messages from your future. Precognitive dream work and the long self. Interpreting messages from your future. So precognitive dreams is based on the premise that there is no linear time. And so precognitive dream is telling you about your future. And I had a precognitive dream that was one of the most profound moments in my life, and I don't know why, I just sort of brushed it off. So I was 20 years old, flew to Australia, and with a buddy of mine that we met bicycle couriering in Victoria, and we were starving. We had no money. I flew there with a one-way ticket, $200. No life, no insurance, nothing. You know, life was pretty free and easy back then. And I'm not sure I do much different now. Anyway, so we'd spent the first 3-4, however many weeks starving. His mom was so generous with us. And so he figured we'd be able to get jobs in the service industry, the tourist industry pretty easily. But it didn't work out that way. I had no experience. So his sister saw an ad in the paper for dancers, and at that point I had a deep desire to dance, and I had quite a bit of club skill, with the days of the Running Man and the Roger Rabbits, and soul music was just starting to take off in the mainstream. Soul dance music was starting to take off in the mainstream, and I could clear space in a dance floor. I was athletic and had lots of capacity. She's like, "Why don't you go do it?" Sure, I'm a dancer, no training, and so I roll in. I cycle for an hour and a half through a torrential tropical storm. I'm soaked. Or actually, the night before the night before the audition, I dreamt that I got the job. How I could think that I could get the job is impossible. I had no training. So I cycled through this tropical storm, I'm soaked, and arrive, and it's a cattle call. A cattle call is hundreds of people, and they just shuffle you through like cattle in a feedlot. You hear this guy saying, "I just finished dancing with Janet Jackson." And I'm like, oh, I'm so over my head. But I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna complete this job. Or I'm gonna complete this audition, see what happens. So I hide in the back, and I'm short. I hide in the back so I can't be seen. And then what they do, and I knock over a ladder. They say attitude, and attitude means your leg is bent. And I thought, attitude? I knew nothing. I knock over a ladder. And then I try to hide, just try to hide. And then they filter people out, do it in smaller groups, and I couldn't pick up the choreography. I didn't really know what I was doing. And when it came to the trick section, I had tricks. I had long hair too, right? I had long hair rather than the traditional dancer short hair. And the tricks I could do back handsprings, and my tricks were messy, and messy meaning they weren't that. I wasn't that skilled at tricks, but I had lots of power. Almost fell off the stage. In the end, I got the job. And I dreamt of it's important to this moment, is I dreamt about it the night before. And I've dreamt in this process that I'm going to heal, and I keep coming back to these dreams about presenting to other people. So what that's telling me is once I heal, I'm going to start doing lectures to other people. This is super woo-woo unless you're into it. And if you listen to this and you got a comment, I'd love to hear it. Because, what's your precognitive dreaming experience? Because if there's no linear time, I believe that Einstein touched on that. If there's no linear time, and we're dreaming of the future as well, and not just the past. That's powerful. Like I say, I've dreamt of healing from this process, but patience. I try to dream with patience. So I'm doing lots of research into this dream works, so I can get into lucid dreaming and I can wake up from the dream. Because I dreamt last night that I started a new protocol. I also dreamt that I was driving in Toronto north on Yonge Street, and I was going over a crest of a hill. I also dreamt that I was doing a presentation performing at a birthday party for a 31-year-old that was trying to entertain her autistic students and her autistic kids. And yeah, what does that mean? Because if it's certainly part of our subconscious mind, but if it's also possibly future, powerful. I'm having fun. My wife is a legend. Yesterday she was so joyful and so positive, and we worked hard. It was so nice to work hard. When we work hard, we work together. We work really well, even if I'm in recovery. It's glorious. Life is glorious, friends. Life is glorious. We are so fortunate to be alive. Lots of love to you. Blessings to all beings. May you be happy, healthy, free from suffering, and free from disease.
Thank you for listening to the Dance with Disease podcast. My name is Ren. It's been a pleasure to have you here today. For more podcasts and the films, Dance with Disease, log on to YouTube, Ren the Artist. See you next time.